Good day. Welcome to video lesson 4 for the class Public Speaking with your professor, me, Indra. In today's video lesson, I'm going to talk about the content of lesson 4. This is discussing the details of the introduction, the body, and the conclusion of your speech in more depth. Okay, so more of exactly what I want to see in the introduction, body, and conclusion. Also, there are a few exercises in lesson 4, and I'm going to talk about those a little bit together with you. So let's get started. So let's pick up where we left off in the last video lesson. And the last video lesson was where I gave you some tools for brainstorming and writing your script. Specifically, writing about your topic, general purpose, specific purpose, central idea, and main points. Hopefully you can remember those from last class. Well, let's take a look at them together one more time. So we'll look at the picture I showed you in the last video lesson. Okay, so here it is. I kind of showed you this in the last video lesson. It was just an example of the outlining points that are important for brainstorming and writing your speech script. Right, so for this one, the example is about writing about a frog, life cycle of a frog, topic, general purpose, right? General purpose, remember, to inform or to persuade. Specific purpose, this is the infinitive sentence, to inform the audience about blah, blah, blah. Okay. Central idea, so this is kind of the sentence that will appear in your speech, and this is joining your topic to your specific purpose, and it also can include your main points. So central idea, a frog's life cycle goes through 3 stages, egg, tadpole, and adult. Here are the main points: egg stage, tadpole stage, and adult stage. Okay, so this is part of your outline, your brainstorming. And then later you're going to turn it into a written speech. Okay, so the written speech is going to have, for this one, it should have like 5 parts, 5 paragraphs, introduction, and 3 body paragraphs, and then the conclusion. Okay, so we can look at this. We can see here's the introduction. And the introduction shows the central idea, right? This sentence is in the introduction. And then here are the 3 body paragraphs, right? So this is like egg stage, that's going to be B1. Tadpole stage, this is B2. Adult stage, this is B3. And then down here is the conclusion. Okay, so I've told you already a little bit about what I want to see in each stage, especially in the introduction and in the conclusion. But let's look at them in a little bit more detail. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. So what do I want to see in the introduction? Okay, let's see if I can make some space here. Okay, so here's the introduction. Okay, so what I want to see in the introduction is this. Here we go. Good, it worked. Okay, so in the introduction, the goal of the introduction is to reveal the topic and create a bond with the audience. And this can be called like creating goodwill and also establish credibility. Okay, so these are kind of like the main goals of the introduction. Really like reveal topic plus purpose. I should say reveal topic and the purpose too. Okay, so what you're going to talk about and what you want to say about it. So the things I want to see in the introduction. First of all, I want to see at least one hook. So what is a hook? I talked about this in class and in the other video lessons. We can think about like the hook is like a fish hook, right? Here's the fish hook, the line, okay, and then here's a fish. Okay, and then the fish feels like curious about that. What's going on here, right? Maybe there's gonna be like a worm on the hook. So a fish hook is to catch a fish. In this case, the listener is the fish, and the hook is like a sentence or some sentences that are going to like catch the listener's attention. So the hook can be a question, a quote, something somebody famous said, an interesting fact or a surprising fact, or a personal story. Okay, so usually like in the introduction, the hook is gonna go at the beginning of the introduction here. So you wanna start with a hook. Okay, but you know, hooks catch the listener's attention. So if you want to, you can add more hooks in the introduction. And also like you can put hooks down in, not in the conclusion, but in the body, in the other paragraphs of the speech, right? It's good to use questions, quotes, interesting facts, personal stories. You can use them all. Okay, now also in the introduction, you want to introduce yourself, demonstrate credibility and goodwill. Okay, so credibility, remember this means showing that you're an expert on this topic. So the listeners can pay attention to you. They know that you know what you're talking about. And goodwill, creating a bond and showing that you want to help the audience. Also, you can give some background information on your topic. And finally, at the end of your introduction down here at the bottom, the last part, add your central idea here. Okay, so that is like your topic, what you want to say about it, and your main points. Okay, so that's the introduction. Let's see if I can get rid of this. Is it going to go back to the way it was before? Oh yeah, look at that, it works. All right, good. So that is a brief explanation of what I want to see in your introduction. Remember, the introduction is not too long, should be, 5 to 10% of your speech. Okay, so don't go too crazy. Don't make it super long. Catch the listener's attention. Establish credibility and goodwill. Give some background information on your topic and what you want to say about it. And then add your central idea. Remember, your central idea is kind of the same as a thesis statement, and that goes at the end of your introduction. Okay, good. All right, so let's go on from the introduction. We'll go directly to the body of the speech. And in the body of your speech, I want you to talk about your main points in more detail. So your main points are the things that are supporting your central idea or your thesis statement. So you want to, in each part of the body, I want you to expand on the main points and support them with facts, data, examples, and so on. Okay, so make a strong case that your main points really support your central idea. Okay, so here is our speech file one more time. Okay, so I just talked about the introduction, so now let's go on to the body paragraphs of your speech, right? These are the bodies down here. There should be 3 of them: egg stage, tadpole stage, and then adult stage. It just disappeared for some reason. Okay, so. Okay, so your body sections, the goals are to expand your main points and give support to your central idea. So you want to include your main points plus supporting details, examples, evidence, details, etc. Okay, I want you to use a system to organize your main points. It could be like importance, usefulness, distance, etc. Okay, so there should be some kind of like logical system for your main points, and your main points should not overlap. Okay, so what I mean by overlap is like, if your main points are like this and two of them are together, it doesn't work. Okay, so for example, let's say we're talking about cat colors for our main points. Okay, and so if like one main point is like black cats, and then the second main point is gray cats and black cats. Okay, so this is simple. I know there's more kinds of cats than this. Okay, but in this case, like this main point is black cats, and then this main point is also black cats, right? It's not good because they're the same. This one is gray cats, so it overlaps right here, right? So your main points should not overlap. It'd be better if you said like black cats, gray cats, white cats. Okay, so that's all you really need to do in the body sections of your speech. Now, there's a couple of more things I want to mention here for the body sections. One of them is use use connection transitions or connectors to link your ideas. So this is just words like also, as well, therefore, another point, okay, or like first, second, third. Use like this kind of language to kind of like make a relationship between your ideas. Okay, so that's something to think about here. And also, I want you to be sure that you have unity and coherence in your speech. Okay, so this is something that I mentioned in the textbook. It's kind of an obvious point. I think you'll do this naturally. So unity means that all your points should support your central idea or main point. All information in a paragraph should support main point. Okay, that's unity. And coherence, it just means that it should be organized well. Okay, so that coherence just relates to the system of organization. And I'm going to explain those things a little bit more in a few minutes. All right, let's get rid of this. Okay, so that's the body section. Okay, now what about the conclusion? Okay, so the conclusion is easy, I think, and I already explained that to you. First of all, in the conclusion, show that you are ending your speech. Now I come to the end of my speech, right? Remember, people always want to hear the ending, right? Oh, almost finished. They focus again. Show that you're ending your speech. Restate your central idea or your thesis statement in other words. Say it again. Give some kind of final thought about your topic, some final piece of advice or warning or some information about your topic, right? This is showing goodwill. You're helping the audience by giving them some advice. And then finally, say thank you, and your speech is over, like that. Very straightforward and easy. Okay, so all right, so here we have our speech example again. Let's just move these things out of the way. Just look at the conclusion. Where's it written here? Where'd it go? Okay, here's the conclusion. So conclusion, the goal is show that you are ending, restate the main ideas, and end on a high note. So end on a positive note. That's a high note. Okay, it's a balloon with a smile on it. Kind of a creepy looking balloon, I guess. Okay, so show that you're ending. That's at the beginning part of your conclusion. Restate your central idea in other words. It's here. Give a final idea about your topic, some advice, warning, etc., and then say thank you. Final idea on your topic, and thank you, like that. All right, good. Okay. All right, so that's kind of an outline of the things I want to see in the three main parts of your speech, in the introduction, in the body, and in the conclusion. Okay, so here is a quick look one more time at the key points of lesson 5. Okay, so introduction, body, and conclusion, connectives and transitions. These are the words that link your ideas. I want to see you use these in your speeches. Okay, so again, here is the information about your introduction, body sections. It's here. Conclusion. It's here. Okay, now down here, some other ideas, some other points I want you to think about. You can use hooks throughout your speech to catch bored listeners' attention. So use a hook at the beginning of your speech, but you can throw hooks in anywhere you want. Always be ready to try to catch your listeners' attention, right? Make them focus again. Hey, listen to me. Use transitional language to organize and link ideas. So we practiced this a little bit already in the last lesson. We'll practice it more after this too. So these kinds of things for making lists, first, second, third, last, more importantly, most importantly, however, on the other hand, for example, for instance, right? So a lot of these are like adverbial expressions or conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. In fact, also as well. Okay, and then also preview what you will talk about. Now we'll talk about, now let's think about, before X, I want to talk about Y, review what you heard, expressions like these. So here's an interesting and important point. Repeat your main idea as much as possible. Try to create a residual message. Tell them what you will talk about it, and tell them what you talked about, like that. All right, so that's it. Those are all the key points for lesson number 4. Let's take a look at the book content for lesson number 4, some assignments and some other information. Okay, so here is our book one more time. I guess we're on lesson 3 here. Because here's lesson 4. So for your textbook, I started out with the body and then I went to the introduction and conclusion. That's fine. In this video, I explained it with introduction first, body second, and conclusion third. That's the natural order it should be in. Okay, so here are some more examples of transitions. Okay, and also, you know, this kind of language, transitions, connectives, these kinds of things are really important for giving a speech, but also for writing essays. Okay, and we can find these at the very end of our textbook. I made a long list of them, right? So if you go to page like 34, format fundamentals and tools. Okay, this is the information I gave you about the 3 parts of your speech. It's on page 32. Okay, and then here are speech tools. This is what I just told you in this video lesson. Persuasive language is not that important right now, but this part here, linking language, appendix 4, this is very useful and important. Okay, so these are the language tools you can use to link and connect ideas. Very important. So if you're searching for things to say in your speech to help create a relationship between your ideas, look at the end of your textbook. So some of these are basic, you know them already, right? Like but, while, on the other hand, or, right? And some of them maybe you've never heard of before. You know, for showing agreement or disagreement, you know, you could say things like this. Fundamentally, right? A little bit of a complex signpost or sequencing word. Again, it goes on all the way to the end. 37. Okay, so that's there for you to use. So use those tools to help make your speech better. Okay, so we go back now to the body. And I give you guys some homework here. So this is on page 17. Read the following body paragraph. Find the mistakes with unity and coherence. So remember, unity, all the points should support the main point. Coherence, everything should be organized. And then also, can you find connectives? All right, so here is the topic sentence. I'll talk about Poussin's weather. So in this paragraph, for unity, every sentence should support talking about Poussin's weather. And also it should be organized somehow. All right, take a look at it. Good luck. All right, introduction and conclusion. Homework. Page 19. Look at this paragraph. This is kind of a long introduction, to be honest. Anyway, find the following, the hook. Okay, so this is going to be the hook right here, obviously. Establishing credibility and goodwill. So credibility means you're an expert on the topic. Goodwill means you want to help the listeners. Whereas a preview of the body of the speech. Okay, and then here in this introduction, the last paragraph, this is the central idea or the thesis statement, right? So this is like a preview of the body of the speech. Very, very useful and important sentence. All right, so down here, what kind of hook is it? What kind of hook is that? Remember the 4 kinds of hook: question, fact, quote, or part of a story. And then what about these hooks down here? What kind is each one of these hook? Okay, so do those for homework and we'll talk about them in class. All right, lastly, conclusion. Take a look at this example of a conclusion. Find the following. Show the speech's ending, restating the central idea, giving a final idea on the topic. Okay, so look at this paragraph. It's conclusion. Try to answer these questions. That's page 19. All right, and that's it for lesson number 4. All right, so good job. Hopefully it wasn't too boring or too slow for you. Hopefully you could understand everything. These are the points I'm going to be looking for when I listen to your speeches and when I read the scripts, when it comes to introduction, body, conclusion. Also, I want you to try to use the connective and transitional language when you make your speech. All right, good job. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.